Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE allegedly believed that a released star's work in the company had a lot to do with his firing. Maven was let go by WWE in 2005. He has spoken up about his firing on multiple occasions in the past. In a new video, the former hardcore champion revealed more details about his firing from the Stanford-based promotion. As per Maven, then VP of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis bluntly told him that he was responsible to a large extent when it came to his firing from the company. Maven spent the majority of his run in the company as a mid-card star, be it as a babyface or a heel. He did have a short stint in the main event scene in late 2004 when he feuded with Evolution. Maven, Randy Orton, and other top babyfaces faced Evolution, Edge, and Gene Snitsky at Survivor Series 2004. Although Maven was eliminated after being pinned by Triple H, Team Orton came out victorious in the end. Maven's short-lived run in the main event scene came to an end, and he went back to being a mid-card act. The wrestling world thrives on spectacle, both in and out of the ring. The larger-than-life personas, the deafening crowd reactions, and the dramatic storylines are all part of an industry where reality and fiction blur seamlessly. But when WWE parts ways with one of its own, the message behind the scenes can be far more brutal than anything scripted for the squared circle. For one recently released WWE superstar, the company's message was as blunt as it gets. A lot of this is on you. Professional wrestling is not just about athletic ability. It is an all-encompassing blend of charisma, marketability, and backstage politics. WWE superstars are not merely wrestlers. They are products, brands in their own right. And when a talent fails to meet expectations, whether creatively, physically, or behaviorally, the axe can fall without hesitation. For this unnamed superstar, the words of dismissal weren't sugar-coated. They weren't thanked for their time, nor were they given the traditional future endeavors treatment with warmth. Instead, they were handed a harsh reality check. Their firing wasn't just a matter of budget cuts, or creative having nothing for them. No, they were told that they were, at least in part, to blame. This brings up an age-old debate in the wrestling business. How much of a superstar's success is within their control, and how much is dictated by the whims of an unpredictable industry? WWE has long been a land of opportunity, but only for those who understand the game. A look at the history of past superstars shows that talent alone is rarely enough. Many wrestlers who had all the in-ring skills in the world never made it because they lacked mixed skills, an understanding of how to connect with an audience, or the ability to adapt to WWE's constantly shifting creative landscape. At the same time, the industry has its favorites. Politics, favoritism, and backstage influence often play just as big a role in determining who succeeds and who flounders. Countless wrestlers have expressed frustration at being caught in an endless cycle of creative not having anything for them, even when their popularity with the crowd suggests otherwise. While the exact details of the fired superstar's identity remain unclear, speculation runs rampant. Was this an up-and-coming talent who couldn't break through? A veteran who had run afoul of management? Someone whose attitude, work ethic, or backstage behavior rubbed the wrong people the wrong way? WWE has parted ways with many wrestlers in recent years, often citing budget cuts or roster adjustments. But this situation feels different. To be told outright that their release was largely their fault? That suggests something deeper. A case of missed potential, mismanagement, or a failure to seize the moment when given the chance. This isn't the first time a superstar has received a harsh farewell. WWE has had a long history of telling wrestlers, both publicly and privately, that they were responsible for their own downfall. Consider CM Punk, who left the company in 2014 after years of frustration. While WWE painted his departure as an act of rebellion, Punk himself has often spoken about how he felt overworked, underappreciated, and mistreated medically. Then there's Dolph Ziggler, a supremely talented performer who spent years in WWE's mid-card despite having all the tools to be a main event player. Many fans have long suspected that WWE blamed Ziggler for his inability to break through, despite the countless hurdles they placed in his way. Other wrestlers, like John Morrison or Matt Cardona, formerly Zack Ryder, reinvented themselves after being released, proving that WWE's perception of a talent's value isn't always accurate. So what happens to a wrestler who leaves WWE under such circumstances? The wrestling landscape in 2024 is far different than it was even a decade ago. AEW, Impact Wrestling, NJPW, and various independent promotions all provide alternative paths for talent looking to rebuild their careers. Take someone like Cody Rhodes, who went from being a mid-card act in WWE to reshaping the industry as one of AEW's founding members, before making a triumphant return to WWE as a legitimate main event star. His success proves that being fired or undervalued by WWE isn't necessarily the end of the road. It can be a new beginning. For the superstar in question, this blunt message from WWE might sting now, but it could serve as fuel for a career resurgence elsewhere. Whether they take this as motivation or a moment of self-reflection will determine what happens next. Being told a lot of this is on you is a tough pill to swallow, especially in an industry that thrives on external factors. But sometimes hard truths lead to growth. For some, WWE is the end game, the ultimate destination. For others, it's merely a chapter in a much larger story. This fired superstar now stands at a crossroads. They can either prove WWE right by fading into obscurity, or they can prove the company wrong by becoming a bigger star than ever before.